a million simple pleasures I cannot afford. All the worldly things I might achieve, though great or small, I will thank my God because I know He owns it all.
Good morning from Broken Road Homestead. I know it's been quite a long time since we've given an update, but I thought I would take care of it this morning. And as you can tell, time just seems to fly by when you're having lots of fun and doing lots of work. So we can give you a walk around and show you some of the things that we've done. We've cleared this section right here. We really haven't done anything to the soil this year. We'll probably tend more to it next year. It was more or less get things planted and see what happens. But we had some success over here last year, so I think we're just going to do it again. We're raising cabbages over here, and after these grow up, but you can't really see them yet, they're still seedlings, but after they grow up, we'll probably turn around and replant again. We still have enough time this year to probably get 2 harvests from it. So we'll have plenty of cabbage for ourselves and for our animals, because you know, chickens, they really love cabbage, so they'll probably be getting their healthy share of it. So we have the goat paddock, which you've seen before. We've cleared some of it. We started planting some different types of grasses and things down in there, some alfalfa and clover and things that the goats can eat. It seems to do real well. They're trimming it down. We'll end up building them a play area here pretty soon, tearing down that old rickety house that we built them. I guess it was over a year ago. It lasted for what it was worth, but the goats quickly outgrew it. Now it's more of a play area for them. They just climb on top and jump off. Right now they're being stored in this shelter right here with their little feeder attached. But we'll be making them a much bigger home pretty soon, which we plan on probably putting somewhere over in this area, but it'll be right between the 2 paddocks that we got going on. And we'll make them a more stable and probably a permanent fixture there. We've rigged up a little bit of water collection from them from this the top of the roof, just using some tarps and some logs and such. We even made a redneck kind of rain gutter system that runs down into this water collection. And the rain we had in one day, it was like 2 days ago, was enough to fill this 100 gallons. So I figured that's not too bad for this little area. I mean, it's only like an 8 by 12 tarp, so 100 gallons in one day, that's a fairly decent amount. What you see over here is our new paddock that we're building, and we'll buy some T-posts and some fencing, and probably start working on this later in the year. We still have some stumps out here, but we might just leave them because the goats seem to really enjoy actually having things to play around with. What we're using it for currently is planted some watermelons, pumpkins, some cantaloupe, and a bunch of squash out here. And some of it started coming up. I checked on it yesterday, so it looks like we'll have a nice healthy harvest of watermelons, which is kind of a really good thing for around here. We're only using just rainwater to water these because, again, they were seeds that were given to us and they were old seeds, so to actually get anything from them is a kind of a blessing. But we figured we'd just go ahead and throw them out here because we had nothing else to do with them. The chicken coop, the chickens are doing pretty good. We have 15 hens and still 2 cocks. We have one hen that's brooding, so we have a bunch of chicks that should be on the way pretty soon. And what we've decided is that we're going to increase their area. So we're going to raise this coop up by about 2 feet. We're going to pour a concrete slab down. We had put concrete down before with some of the rocks, but we just kept it kind of thin. But we want to make a nice smooth runoff so it'll be easier to clean, which has been probably the biggest problem with that, is the taking care of the cleaning process of these guys. Other than that, they seem to really like their little habitat. So originally we thought about maybe going and just tearing it down and building something new, but I think instead we're just going to raise this up so we have more room in there for ourselves to navigate. The A-frame seems to work, but whenever you start trying to clean down in the corners, it's a bit more difficult. Okay, what you didn't see, because I'm walking down a trail, is over here. Oh, pardon me, I slipped. This is our driveway that we start putting in to go towards the cabin. So this goes all the way up to the road up in that direction, and it kind of winds down. So we've been clearing trees out of this. Started lining it just so we get a good definition. So you've got some rocks going down the sides just for beautification and help clarify and identify where the trail actually is. So this is our driveway going down there where this wood pile is down here. That's going to end up being it's kind of a flatter area, so that'll end up being the parking area for our cars. Over here, Sarah was given some thornless blackberries, so we've got some of them planted. Some of them seem to be thriving quite well. As they grow up, we'll go ahead and start doing a trellis and get them going. I think we're going to make like a whole patch of it over here. We already have one hill over by the goats that is a strawberry hill that we've planted. That same person gave us those strawberries. So looks like we're going to have a nice healthy harvest on that within a year or two. I don't expect anything this year, but you know, that's just the way it goes. Everything you have to look for is kind of further planned out. You know, we're talking about putting in a bunch of fruit trees. Well, even if we plant the fruit trees, you know, we're not looking at an immediate harvest. You're talking about something that's going to be a couple years out. But if you don't plant them, you'll never have them. That's the way to look at it. So down here, the trail kind of gets a little more rough, but that's okay. Because we walked this plenty of times. We don't have really a problem. We have seen a couple of snakes out here last year. We had to kill some copperheads. So far this year, haven't seen sign of them, but we had a really warm winter, so chances are they'll be showing up. So we thought I'd bring you down here and show you the progress on the cabin. So this cabin that we're building right here, originally I put on 8-foot walls, and as you can see, I decided that I wanted to go 10. So I had to put this knee wall in up here. I'm not finished with it yet, but I'm working on it. This is a 12 by 16 cabin, and now we'll end up with is about an 8-foot by 12-foot loft. We want to leave an open area over in this area for where the kitchen's going to be. We have a wood burning stove that we have stored that will go over in here, which is a beautiful little stove, and it's going to be more than enough for cooking and for heating. So over on this section, we'll turn around, we'll have the loft up here, and then a seating, kind of a living area down in here. It's kind of small quarters, but we're 2 people, that'll be fine. And what this will end up being is we'll have spare room once the house is built, which is going to go over in this area. We're going to have this nice big A-frame that will go off here. So as soon as we finished on the cabin, we're going to start digging the basement that's going to go in right here for the A-frame. And this beautiful log down here is actually going to go into the cabin. It's going to run the length of it that we're going to run the rafters from, because we want exposed beams. Decided that instead of just going with lumber, that we want to try and go kind of a natural look. So this log is quite a bit longer than it needs to be, but that's fine, because I wanted to make sure that we could get it up there and get a nice straight section from it. It is a very straight log, which is the reason why we chose it. A little wider than we probably need, but that's okay, because of, you know, you'll have to make account for shrinkage, and then once it's in place, it won't matter. It's just a bit heavy right now, still laden down with water, but we will make do. Over in this area, I don't know if I showed you before, but this is a well that we're digging. It's not quite finished. Kind of had to work on other projects like road projects and other things that came up. Everything seems to go in little stages, just like the cabin. You know, we can't seem to do a one project to completion. without having to start other projects and work on other projects as we're going. So this pit, some of it's fallen down in, but that's all right because we'll just dig it back out. It's really loose down in the bottom. And what do you know? See, this is what happens when you have good rain collection. We have this thing's filled up and it hasn't even rained. So maybe the well is working. But we plan on digging it down a few more feet, and if we don't get a nice good supply of water down in the bottom of here that will maintain like this, then we'll end up just concreting again. We're gonna turn around and brick up these walls anyways. We're gonna use the rock that we have over here that came out of it with some mortar, and we're gonna line the walls, and we'll make it a cistern if we have to. That'll just give us more water supply for the house. And speaking of water, another addition to the homestead recently has been this little bitty wading pond that I'm going to walk over to over here. We have a runoff creek, and last year we didn't do anything to it, and we noticed that for the majority of the summer, probably clear up into August, we had water down in the creek. And there was a little pocket of it over here that we splashed around in a little bit. So a few months back, Sari, Katie, and I, we went down here and worked on this. We dug some down and built a bigger dam than what was already naturally there. And so we ended up with this nice little wading pond down here now. It's not bad. It's a little over full at the moment, but that's okay, because over in this area that runs off into, somewhere back in that direction is where we'll end up building the real dam that's going to go in, and we'll be clearing all these trees out, and that's going to end up becoming our pond. We decided we want to raise some fish, some trout, and some bass and stuff, so a pond's going to be wonderful for that. So this has become some of the water supply for the garden and the animals, and bathing, laundry. We just come down here and haul the water up towards the house for what we already don't have collected up there. But yeah, this thing's looking pretty nice. The water's nice and clear. We have a good steady water flow coming off the creek down there, and comes in here. We have some frogs and crawdads down that are living in here. There's a bunch of leaf debris down in the bottom, which we may clean out. We might just let break down. But it seems to be holding pretty good. The deepest point right now is about 4.5 feet, so it's not real deep. But it's nice to splash around in when it gets really hot. So this is going to be fun. Now, I mentioned the garden. Well, garden has been another one of our major accomplishments. Now, you mind me, I have to go for a little bit of walk here, so we'll do a little talking while we're going on the way. Last year we did a little bit of planting in our garden where we cleared it out, and really didn't do anything with soil last year. But we had other projects like the road project that we had to work on that took most of the summer, which was very successful, but it took us away from working on the garden. The things I did plant out there, however, did do pretty good, especially the okra. I guess the soil out here is prime for their growing. We had success with a lot of squash too, but we made the mistake that we planted, again, some seeds that were just given to us. We really didn't pay any attention. They were all vining squash, and most vines in the packages say 6 to 8 feet. Well, we had vines that were 40 feet long, and that I am not joking about. We had these spaghetti squash that we ended up with, I don't know, probably 200 pounds of spaghetti squash off of those. It was crazy. We gave away some of it. We cooked some of it up, and then we fed the rest to our animals. And again, chickens seem to really enjoy about anything you can give them. We had been free ranging our chickens last year, but because we decided we want to do more of the planting of like the watermelons and the cabbages out here on this hill, that we weren't going to keep them locked up this year. As we build a bigger habitat for them, we will make it so that they have more accessibility to going outside. It's either we make a bigger pen for them, or we have to really fence off our garden area better. So right now, just hiking up our road, a little private drive, coming by a trailer that we're still in, but only for a couple more months until this cabin's finished. We threw up this little greenhouse here this year so we could do our seedlings and get them started. Actually worked quite well. I was actually pretty surprised that it worked as well as it did. So we still have some seedlings in here that we planted, and some that I've replanted. I like squash because I just want to guarantee that they're coming up. Some more zucchini. We upgraded our generator over here to a 4,000 watt. We only run it a couple hours a day to charge batteries and power our television and stuff, because yes, we still have some technology out here and we enjoy watching movies, and that's pretty much what we do. Okay, coming down my garden trail here, we're going to pass by Katie's little spot that she's picked off to build her little cabin. Now, I don't know how many of you out there play Skyrim, but I'm going to give you a little tip. Or actually not a little tip. I'm just going to, I guess I'm going to say I'm going to give a little telltale on her here. Because she's decided to build up a mock version, a real version of it, of Bree's home from Skyrim. So we're going to, what she's doing, she's going to be felling some trees, debarking them. We're going to start putting them in the ground, match up the dimensions that we found from Bree's home. We'll have to make some adjustments for real life, but that's what she's doing. What you see up here was a pool that was given to us. It's a 4-foot, I think 16 foot across, 4-foot deep pool that a friend of Sarah's gave to us. It was one that she wasn't using it anymore. We had to patch it a little bit, but what I'm doing with it is water collection for my garden. So whenever I hit that one point of the summer, if for some reason the creek dries up, I'll have some water stored up there. Right now we have about 500 gallons in there. Again, just off of a couple of days of rain, and we're supposed to, starting today over the rest of this weekend, we're supposed to have another 5 or more inches of rain, which hopefully is not detrimental to this wonderful little beautiful garden that we've created. We will find out. So this is where we're at on the garden project. So we turned around and put this nice rustic fence that goes the entire perimeter of our current garden, and then down in that direction where our potato boxes and our corn are. This is going to be extended next year to pretty much the same dimensions yet again for this garden. We got this nice little archway. I still need to build a latch, but you're going to get a kick out of this. Instead of hinges, haha, look at that, hook and eyelet, hook and eyelet. This acts just like a hinge, plus if I need to take the gate off, it lifts straight off, and it cost me a whopping $2 to make 2 sets. So $1 a set. So I've got one set up here, and then I have another set I have to put on the gate down there. So these are our raised boxes we put in. We did a little bit of working on the soil this year, and then once this is done, we're going to till this down, we're going to bed it up, and we're going to start really we put compost in here, but we're going to add more compost and topsoil and such in here. So next year this will be even better. And we have some tomatoes and cucumbers, some onions, garlic. This is some cilantro, which we overplanted, so we'll have to thin it pretty quick. We have some sage and basil that's coming in. We have more tomatoes. We have jalapenos and Thai chilies in this one, with some oregano. And we have onions going in here. We'll have bell peppers that are actually in the greenhouse right now. They're going to come up right in here. Chinese lanterns on both sides. We have broccoli on this side, cauliflower on this side, some Brussels sprouts, some more Swiss chard, and I think some turnips in there too. So over here we have some radishes and turnips, and what this bed is for is for, again, some more plants that are actually in the house right now. They are some reapers that we're putting in here. Carolina reapers. We got some plants that Katie purchased, and she got some seeds and we have them going. So they'll be transplanted out here, but after the storm comes through. We have some more tomatoes. We have chards. We have Swiss chard and some mustard greens, and more leaf lettuce. We have squash planted, a couple of beds of squash. We have more tomatoes down in that area down there, and we're gonna have, this is for our habaneros and carrots. Again, we have a lot of tomatoes coming in, kind of a repeat of what we have over there. You can see some of the squash coming in there. And these fences, what we've done with this fence line, they have green beans coming up and okra. They're going to pretty much circle the entire perimeter of this place. Is going to be green beans and okra, and peas and okra all down here, a couple different types of peas. So it's going to have pretty lovely harvest. And then yesterday I threw together this potato box, so we have to start filling it and put some potatoes in there. We're a little late this year, but kind of, we have to make do with what we got, and we ran out of time because of weather. So we're going to keep building this up, and we'll see how many potatoes we get in there. According to the internet, 2x2, 3 feet high, should give you about 100 pounds. Well, this is a 4x4, and these poles are 4 foot tall, so I don't think I'm going to go all the way top. I'll just go up as high as I need to go up. But if their math is right, I should get full 100 pounds of potatoes in here. We're going to find out. I have corn planted over here. Again, we didn't do anything to the soil, and it's probably a little too aggressive for growing corn, but we're going to find out. Anyways, this video is really running long, and I will have to give you another update as time goes on. Again, we love you guys, and thank you for watching. This is Broken Road Homestead. Have a great day.